Parents, what's a promise you made that everyone thought was a terrible idea? When my daughter was 7, she started asking me for a cat every single day. I was drowning. Single parent, working 2 shifts, barely keeping my head above water. I didn't have the bandwidth, the stamina, or the cash to even consider it. One evening, completely drained and half serious, I blurted out, "All right, if you can save up $500 to handle the first year of costs, I'll get you a cat." I assumed she'd move on within days. She didn't. This kid jumped into action immediately. She started gathering aluminum cans from people's recycling on the curb, sold her old Yu-Gi-Oh cards, took on any little job she could hustle for $1 here, $2 there. Every couple weeks, she'd empty her piggy bank onto my bed and count everything out loud. $41, $49, $58. At first, I thought it was adorable. She'd get up early on Saturday mornings to comb through the playground for bottles, made little signs asking if anyone in the neighborhood had small tasks. I started feeling kind of bad. Other kids were blowing their allowance on treats and games. My daughter was hoarding every single coin. "Sweetheart," I said one time, "you sure you don't want to treat yourself? Maybe grab something fun?" She refused. "I want a cat more than anything, Mama." Her commitment was unreal. At the school book fair, while other kids were eagerly picking out new books, she just wandered around with her hands stuffed in her pockets. When Halloween rolled around, instead of spending her allowance on sweets, she trick or treated, and then actually sold half her candy at school the following week. By December, she had $294. She started hitting the library, researching different breeds. She'd bring me printed pages about cats that were good for apartments. Hypoallergenic, chill. "Look, Mama, this one is super quiet." When summer came, she had $411. Then came the yard sale. She sold half her stuff, dolls she cherished, her old scooter, even outfits that still fit her. Other kids at school teased her for never buying anything cool. She didn't flinch. When her birthday arrived, she asked Grandpa for cash instead of presents. When he still brought her toys, she sweetly asked if he kept the receipts. It wasn't just about the cat anymore. You could see it in her face. This was her purpose. Every Monday and Wednesday, she'd feed Mrs. Rodriguez's tabby. On weekends, the Changs paid her to play with their orange cat in their yard. She kept a journal tracking every dollar, sketching little cartoon cats next to her progress markers. By the time she turned 9, nearly 2 years had passed. Other parents kept asking how I got her so driven. I honestly had no clue. Truthfully, I was getting concerned. But then I'd catch her at night whispering cat names under her breath, practicing little commands, stroking a plush toy like it was training. And I realized this wasn't just about a pet. It was about showing she could accomplish something difficult, something adult, something genuine. And then one afternoon, 2 full years later, she came flying into my room, clutching a mason jar crammed with bills and change. "Mama, I did it. I counted it 3 times. $500. My stomach sank. That exact week, we'd just gotten kicked out of our place. I'd lost one of my shifts. We were crashing in my brother's spare room. Everything felt like it was crumbling. The absolute last thing we could manage was a cat. But I looked at her expression, pure happiness, radiant pride, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't destroy that. So that weekend, we drove to the rescue. She chose a skinny little tabby named Charlie, tiny thing with a bent whisker and the biggest eyes. When my family heard, they went ballistic. "Are you out of your mind?" my brother said. "You can't even cover bills. That girl played you," my mom threw in. But here's what actually happened. That cat became everything. When we had to relocate 3 more times that year, Charlie was the only thing that stayed the same. When my daughter got picked on at her new school, she'd walk in, drop her bag, and just sit with that cat for hours. That cat was hope, peace, something solid. We're in a better place now. Stable work, decent apartment, life finally settled. Charlie is 6 years old, still curls up at the end of my daughter's bed every single night, still her closest companion in the world. Everyone still thinks I made a crazy choice, but I don't regret it for a second.